Hey ladies, welcome to Sugar Addicts Anonymous, Kickstart to Overcoming Sugar Addiction. I am so glad that you've joined us. These next 9 days are going to be information packed to help you get on the right track to overcoming your sugar addiction. I wanted to give you a little bit of background information of why that I wanted to do this group. So I've been doing a lot of research about sugar addiction and just sugar in general, and I have realized that it is a problem for so many people, including me. Like, I have a problem with sugar addiction, and I have realized since I've been doing this research, I've kind of been taking note of how much sugar that I eat and sugar that is in the food that I have in my home and the stuff that I buy at the grocery store. And I just really want to help other women. I wanted to be able to help you all to be able to overcome this sugar addiction. And to be able to do that, you needed to have the right information that you needed and the accountability that you needed to be able to get on the right track to overcoming that sugar addiction. So I know that you are probably wondering what this group is going to do for you. So you might be asking yourself, will I lose weight? Will my skin look better? Will I still crave sweets? How strong is my willpower? How does sugar affect my health? Those are some things that you might be asking yourself. And I want to say that this group is just what it says. It's a kickstart to overcoming sugar addiction. So these 9 days are not going to be a magic fix to overcoming that sugar addiction. This is just to get you on track, so you have the right tools that you need and the accountability that you need to start that process. I know that for me, that I want to train myself to pay more attention to what I eat. And this 9 days is really going to help us to do that. We're going to learn so many things that are going to help us to stay on track. So I know that you might have your own personal reasons as to why that you wanted to join this group and why you wanted to take sugar out of your diet. But I think the most important thing is that we both learn to read labels and realize the foods and what is the foods that we're putting into our body and what is in our foods that we're putting in our body. Let's just start out with going over the rules for this group. So number 1 is no added sugar of any kind. So this includes desserts, candies, soft drinks, sports drinks, diet drinks. Those all have added sugar in them, and we are going to be staying away from those. Number 2 is no processed foods that have added sugar or sugar substitutes. So those things are like pasta sauce, yogurts, salad dressings, dipping sauces. I'm also going to put a reference sheet of other names of sugar in the file section that will help you to know what if an item that you have has sugar in it. So sometimes sugar can be called by another name. So you can reference that sheet in the file section of this group. Number 3 is no fruit juice. So a lot of times the juices will say that they are 100% juice, but the majority of the time they have added sugar in them. So those would include apple juice, orange juice, grape juice, cranberry juice. All of those have added sugar in them, and we will be staying away from those. Number 4 is no white flour or white starches like bread, pasta, rice, potatoes. So we can use brown rice and whole wheat flours and things like quinoa. And when you are looking for your bread, let's make sure that there is no added sugar in that. I like to use a sprouted whole wheat grain bread. I think that those are the ones that a lot of times don't have the added sugar in them. Also, I wanted to go over why that we are not allowed to have the white starches and the white flours and the rice while that we are trying to overcome this sugar addiction. So all of those have a very high glycemic level, and when we put those in our body, they immediately turn into sugar. So we want to stay away from those things and go towards more of the complex carbohydrates. Those things are like vegetables, fruits, whole wheats, and they are whole wheats and whole grains. And those are absorbed more slowly into our body and provide longer lasting energy. And we'll talk a little bit more in this group about complex carbohydrates as well. The next thing that we want to do is we want to follow the meal plan. I will be posting in the files section of this group a 5-day meal plan, a grocery list, and also a safe foods list that do not contain sugar. So you can be looking for those in the files section. And please try to follow this meal plan very closely. This is a very important step into losing our sugar addiction. So let's try to stick to this meal plan as closely as possible. And if you mess up and you just slip up, remember that your next meal is time to recover and get back on track again. So just do your best that you can, and let's really stick with this and follow this plan very closely. So you will be glad that you did. Let's chime in the comments below what your cravings are. Maybe you have some comments, maybe you have some gripes, maybe you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about why that you wanted to do this group. So if you would, just post those in the comments below. I know that this is just a good step to getting on track and getting ourselves healthy, and I need accountability, and I thought that this was a great way for us to all stay accountable to each other. So let's do this together, and this week is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited about this. Let's all participate and have a good time.